Before you buy into a longevity platform, you should probably know that most who sign up for these things have no idea what they're actually paying for until after they've already paid. By the way, I found a discount link for PeterMD and it's in the description. Use it. No reason to pay full price when you don't have to. So here's the situation. There's a whole catalog of health companies now that are trying to do something genuinely different. Not just labs, not just doctor visits, something that tries to connect the dots between your data and your actual life. PeterMD and Levels Health both live in that space. But after looking at both of them pretty closely, one of them has a clear edge depending on what most people actually are looking for. And I'll tell you up front, if you're trying to decide between the two, I think PeterMD is the stronger starting point for most people. Let me walk you through what each one actually is, what reviewers and members say about them, and why I landed where I did. PeterMD is built around the idea that longevity medicine, the kind of proactive, data-heavy, look at everything approach that Peter Attia has spent years writing and talking about, shouldn't only be available to people who can afford a concierge physician. That's a pitch, and honestly, it's a compelling one. What PeterMD offers is a structured program. You get a comprehensive lab work, more than you would typically get from a standard primary care visit. We're talking panels that look at things like ApoB, fasting insulin, LPA, advanced lipid markers, that kind of testing that most people have never had ordered for them, even if they've been going to a doctor for years. Then you get a telehealth consultation with a physician who goes through those results with you in detail. Not a 5-minute everything looks normal, see you in the next year. An actual conversation about what the numbers mean, what trends to watch, and what you might want to do differently. The model is designed for people who want to be informed. Reviewers constantly mention that the lab results are more comprehensive than anything they've gotten through standard care, and that consultation feels substantive. One thing that keeps coming up is how many members say that it's the first time a doctor actually explains their cholesterol numbers beyond just LDL is fine. ApoB and LPA, our cardiovascular risk markers, are significantly more predictive in some research than standard LDL, and most people have literally never had them measured. Pricing for PeterMD is not cheap. Plans have varied, but have generally landed in the range of a few $100s depending on their tier, and which includes you're paying for the labs plus the physician's time. And for some people, that's generally worth it because they've been trying to get that kind of thorough workup for years and couldn't. What reviewers flag as a downside, that this is not an ongoing daily tool. It's not something you just check every morning. You get labs, you have a consultation, and then it's largely up to you to act on what you learn. Some people find this motivating. Others want more continuous accountability. And one more thing nobody really talks about. If you're expecting ongoing medication management or a replacement for your regular physician, that is not really what this is. It's designed to work alongside your existing care, not replace it. Levels is doing something completely different. The core product is a continuous glucose monitoring paired with an app that shows you in real time how your blood sugar responds to food, sleep, exercise, and stress. The whole premise is that glucose variability is one of the most informative signals your body produces, and the app they've built around that data is generally good. The results they published makes a real case that glucose variability is tied to energy levels, cognitive performance, and long-term metabolic health. But here's where I think Levels falls short for most people coming into this decision fresh. Glucose is one signal, a useful one for sure, but one signal. You're not getting ApoB, LPA, hormone panels, fasting insulin, or anything outside of the metabolic window. And some reviewers have noted after a few months, once you know your body's response to your usual foods and habits, the value of continuous monitoring can flatten out. There's also the pricing reality worth knowing. Levels has historically involved membership fee that's ongoing cost for the CGMs themselves. Since they're consumables you replace, that adds up, and some users report that without good context, watching glucose numbers all day can create anxiety that is not always productive. Levels isn't a bad product, but if you're starting at zero and want the most complete picture of where your health actually stands, one metabolical signal isn't the place to start. PeterMD is probably the right call. If you've been wanting a general, thorough health workup and haven't been able to get one through standard care, if you're someone who reads about longevity medications, follows the research, and wants a physician who actually engages with advanced markers rather than just flagging anything outside the normal range as fine, this is built for you. It's also a strong fit if you're in your 40s or 50s and start thinking seriously about the next several decades, and you want a real baseline of where you are. Before you can optimize anything, you need to know what you're working with. That's what PeterMD gives you. The link is in the description. I get a small commission if you use it, and it comes with a discount you wouldn't get going direct. That's the deal. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. PeterMD is not a substitute for emergency medical care or for ongoing management for serious conditions. It is a tool for people who are already reasonably healthy and who want to be proactive. If something is actually wrong, you need an actual doctor, not a longevity platform. The thing that separates people who actually benefit from a platform like this from people who sign up and forget about it are pretty simple. It's whether you're going to do something with information. PeterMD gives you a detailed map, but the map is only useful if you're willing to look at it and change your route.